Police have determined the whereabouts of the intelligence agent on the day of his death, ruling it a suicide. Authorities revealed a note the man left to his family. North Korea has rejected all South Korean proposals for dialogue ahead of the 70th anniversary of Korea's liberation from Japan this August. And Samsung Medical Center and other hospitals have resumed normal operations as the MERS outbreak winds down. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Tuesday, July 21st. I'm Luke Clary. The police have, for the most part, confirmed the whereabouts of the intelligence agency employee on the day of his death. He was found dead in Yongin, Gyeonggi Province on Saturday, and the police have concluded that he committed suicide. Authorities unveiled another 2 pages of a note the man left to his family.
A red passenger car drives by with headlights on. This was caught on security camera on Saturday at 6:25 a.m. It's the last of what was seen of National Intelligence Service employee surnamed Im, who was found dead some 5 hours later. The police say they have verified Im's whereabouts on the day of his death for the most part. He was found dead in this car seen here, parked on a mountain road in Yongin, south of Seoul. Im left home around 4:50 a.m. and bought a lunchbox, liquor, and cigarettes at a nearby store 20 minutes later. After another 20 minutes, he bought charcoal in a different store and lighting material elsewhere in another 20 minutes. He was then seen riding by near the site of his death. The police have also disclosed the remainder of his will. In the handwritten letter left to his wife, 2 daughters, and parents, he said the burden he needs to shoulder is too heavy. He also apologized for failing to fulfill his duty. Having concluded his death as suicide, the police will soon wrap up investigation.
North Korea has rejected all proposals for dialogue that South Korea has made ahead of the 70th anniversary of Korea's liberation from Japanese colonial rule. Pyongyang has suggested that it will hold its own civilian-level ceremony. Here's the story. National Assembly Speaker Chung Eui-hwa proposed talks with his North Korean counterpart in a speech marking Constitution Day on July 17th. On the same day, the Ministry of National Defense sent an invitation to the North's Ministry of the People's Armed Forces to take part in the Seoul Defense Dialogue in September. These were South Korea's government-level efforts to improve inter-Korean relations ahead of the 70th anniversary of the nation's independence on August 15th. However, North Korea rejected all of the proposals. Pyongyang even lashed out at Seoul, saying that the South's dialogue proposals had malicious political purposes. The North suggested that it will hold its own celebrations in Mount Baekdu, Pyongyang, and Panmunjom to mark the 70th anniversary of national independence.
남측 정부에 끌려가지 않겠다. 북한이 판을 주도하면서 남남 갈등도 유도하는 그런 차원의 이중적인 행태가 나타나고 있다고 볼 수 있겠습니다.
Calling North Korea's disparagement of the South's intentions very regrettable, the government again urged Pyongyang to accept Seoul's dialogue offers. Samsung Medical Center reopened on Monday after a partial shutdown on June 14th during the MERS outbreak. Hospitals where MERS patients were treated in concentration, including the National Medical Center and Suwon Hospital, have also resumed normal operations for outpatients and hospital admissions.
Hundreds of medical staff members at Samsung Medical Center are seen in the hallway. They appear relieved after ending their first morning meeting since the hospital reopened from its partial shutdown over the outbreak of Middle East respiratory syndrome, also known as MERS. Hospital beds that were taken away over concerns of infection have been returned to the patients' rooms. Samsung Medical Center has reopened after a 36-day partial shutdown. Regular patients are also visiting the hospital again.
불안했는데 메르스 때가 빨리 그나마 종료가 돼서 받게 돼서 안도감이 많이 듭니다.
Meanwhile, a separate treatment clinic for respiratory patients is being built next to the emergency room. The hospital will focus on treating existing patients through this month and begin accepting new patients once its new clinic is installed by early next month. Sick rooms housing multiple patients will also be fixed as it was considered a main reason behind the spread of MERS. The National Medical Center, a designated MERS treatment hospital, has also resumed normal operations after 45 days. The Gyeonggi Provincial Suwon Hospital also began to treat regular patients for the first time in 49 days. With no MERS cases for the 16th day, the number of total confirmed patients remains at 186.
A robber broke into a community bank in downtown Seoul and stole more than $20,000 Monday afternoon. Police are pursuing the robber, who appears to be in his 30s, but his whereabouts remain unknown. Here's the story.
A man in a helmet dismounts from a motorcycle and enters a community credit cooperative's bank. Less than 5 minutes later, he rushes out and flees on his motorcycle. A bank employee soon runs outside and begins to give chase. The robber broke into the bank located in Seochodong, Seoul, to steal more than $20,000 in cash at around 12:30 p.m. Monday. Upon entering the bank, the robber pointed what appeared to be a gas-powered gun at a customer in his 50s and demanded money from bank staffers. 5 employees were inside the bank at the time of the incident, but none of them were able to stop the robber from stuffing his bag with cash and running away. Based on CCTV footage and testimony from witnesses, police say that the perpetrator is presumed to be a man in his 30s who is approximately 180 centimeters tall. However, police are having difficulty identifying the criminal because he covered the license plate of his motorcycle and wore a helmet.
More Koreans are directly purchasing goods on foreign online shopping malls, but related complaints and damages are also on the rise due to frequent glitches in transaction systems. Here's more.
This office worker recently logged into an overseas internet shopping mall to buy a product at a better price. He found a pair of sneakers he was looking for and tried to pay for it, but was unable to because of system errors. Unbeknownst to him, he was charged 6 times for the shoes, which cost about $49 each, while his order was never placed. Now he may lose $260 for nothing.
황당하고 답답하고 그냥 쇼핑몰 같으면 따질 수가 있잖아요. 내가 전화를 해든가 뭘 하든가. 근데 이제 외국 사이트니까 말이 안 통하니까.
This is not an isolated case. Similar incidents of losses on overseas online shopping malls are growing in number. Complaints related to direct overseas purchases reported to the Korea Consumer Agency from January to June amount to some 200 cases, more than double the figure from the same period last year. Payment-related complaints in particular jumped 6.5-fold to 26 cases this year. Repeat charges, charging errors, and payments made without proper instruction account for most of these cases. If you suspect you're a victim of any of these scenarios, you should report it to your credit card company as soon as possible.
Long-sleeve swimsuits called rash guards are enjoying popularity with the summer vacation season coming into full swing. However, customers need to take caution when purchasing the long-sleeved waterwear. There are frequent complaints about their poor quality. Here's the story.
Long-sleeve rash guard swimsuits are worn mostly for water sports activities. They are effective in blocking UV rays and maintaining body temperature, making them popular these days at beaches and indoor pools and water parks as well. But is their quality reliable?
형광 계열 제품이 이제 소비자에게 인기가 많은 제품인데요. 저희 시험 결과에서는 이러한 제품들이 이염이나 이제 물 빠짐의 염려가 이제 타 제품에 비해서 높기 때문에
Rash guards must be durable, resistant to being torn by rocks or objects in the water. But products made by the brands Descente and STL were easily ripped. 5 products advertised for their ability to dry quickly took at least 3 hours and up to 4 hours and 20 minutes to dry, a discrepancy of 80 minutes. When purchasing rash guards which come into direct contact with the skin, customers must check to see whether they have obtained the KC mark vouching for their quality and safety. Rash guards should be washed separately to prevent their colors from dyeing other clothes, and it is recommendable to dry them in the shade.
KBS has prepared a series on new tourist attractions in Korea. Today, we're taking a look at hands-on programs that allow visitors to experience so-called slow living in a natural environment.
Gyeonggi County in Gyeonggi Province is located about 2 hours away from Seoul. The county's natural landscape has remained pristine because it's located within the civilian control line at the inter-Korean border. Public access to the area had been prohibited for 6 decades. A stroll in the primeval woods stretching along the 12-kilometer civilian control line helps visitors discover a new side of themselves.
풀도 되게 많고 나무도 우거지고 산도 많아서 공기도 되게 좋은 것 같아서 되게 상쾌한 기분이 들어요.
In addition to trekking trails on land, there are also water trails built above a lake. Canoeing in the serene lake is one of the activities that helps tourists discover the charm of slow living. Visitors recharge their energy in the cool breeze away from their busy and bustling lives in big cities.
물도 상당히 시원하고 아주 애도 너무 좋아하고 그래서 아주 좋았습니다. 나중에 기회가 되면 자주 한번 또 와야 될 것 같아요.
A retreat in a pristine natural environment is something that's hard to find at famous tourist sites overseas.
2 of the 6 members of girl group Wonder Girls have left the team, so Wonder Girls will make a comeback as a quartet next month. Here's more from the world of show business.
2 members of girl group The Wonder Girls, Seonye and Sohee, have officially left the group. Seonye terminated her contract with her agency in order to spend more time with her family, while Sohee has joined a new agency to focus on her acting. As a result, the Wonder Girls will make a comeback as a quartet next month, with its lineup consisting of Yeeun, Yubin, Sunmi, and Hyerim. Singer MC Mong's agency announced that the artist is to hold a solo concert at a street performance venue in the Hongik University area in Seoul this September. MC Mong suspended his career in 2010 due to the trial over his alleged draft evasion. He resumed his singing career in November last year with the release of new tracks, but the upcoming concert will be his first performance on stage in 6 years. Actor Seo Ji-seop will release a new hip-hop album on July 22nd. Seo Ji-seop has been active throughout his career as a hip-hop artist. In November last year, he released a single entitled So Love. Shinji of music group Coyote is to make a comeback on July 24th as a trot singer with a new song entitled Dugun Dugun, a Korean word which describes the sound of a beating heart. Shinji's new song depicts the feeling of shyness that falling in love for the first time entails and has a cheerful melody. Fellow singer Lee Jung participated in the song's production.
You may have online accounts where you signed up for membership but rarely ever visit. You want to terminate your membership due to personal data leak concerns, but it's not easy to remember each and every site. Now, if this sounds familiar, today we have tips on how to sort out these sites and get rid of all your forgotten accounts.
The internet has become indispensable to modern life, and more online sites require membership registration.
회원가입이 필요하기 때문에 가입은 하지만 전부 다 기억은 못하고 있습니다.
자주 가는 사이트만 기억하고 자주 안 가는 사이트는 기억 못하고 있어요. 네.
There may be sites you joined long ago and forgot about, or there may be cases of subscriptions using your personal info without your knowledge. Jitters are rising amid massive data leak incidents in recent years. This is where the Korea Internet and Security Agency comes in. It provides a service through which people can end memberships to all sites that they do not use without having to check them individually.
우리 센터는 도용이 의심되거나 오랫동안 방치된 웹사이트를 정리 혹은 탈퇴하도록 지원해서 개인정보 피해를 최소화하기 위한 목적으로 운영되고 있습니다.
Log on to the site and click on the related link on the main homepage where you can find out about these unused sites by typing in your resident registration number. The listing that will come up only includes the sites that you signed up for entry using your resident registration number, a requirement which has been banned since the Personal Data Protection Act was stepped up in 2014. Once you examine the list of all the sites you have joined over the years, you can choose from which ones you want out. If you can't remember your ID to a particular website, just type in "don't know" and still request your membership to be removed.
탈퇴 신청부터 결과 통보까지 약 2-3주 정도가 소요됩니다. 그러나 해당 웹사이트의 운영 상황이나 혹은 그 탈퇴 정책에 따라서는 최대 6개월까지 소요되기도 합니다.
Now that you know, it's no longer a hassle. Take this opportunity to clean up all your unused registered sites.
Sometimes love will bloom in the springtime. Then like flowers in summer, it will grow.
Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. Thanks for being with us. And we'll see you again at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.